Subscribe to the Books on Toast channel, or authors will stop writing YA books, and what then will we all read? Hello and welcome to the Books on Toast channel, a channel that loves to talk about books, and we discover new books nearly every day. Today, I would like to review a book called Ela, The Girl Who Encountered the Unknown by Sampurna Chattarji. How I discovered this book. So, Books on Toast has been invited to this really cool content creator festival for children and children's content called Jumpstart, that is happening on the 27th and the 28th of November and on the 30th of November in Mumbai and Delhi. So the festival is organized by the German Book Office India in association with Goethe Institut, and what it's doing is it's basically giving the platform to all children's content creators and talking about all the kind of content and fun things that are happening for kids for their consumption of entertainment and knowledge. So there is books and movies and audiobooks and so many very interesting things. So one of the authors that we discovered along this journey, because all life's a journey, is Sampurna Chattarji. Now she's a really quirky, fun and mad author, something that I personally really love about people. You know, growing up sometimes you may have gone through those emotions where you felt like you were a misfit in your family and you're like, you know what, I'm adopted. And then you have this like long conversation with your BFF in which she either quietens your fears or tells you to go and confront your parents, and they either send you back home, back to your room packing, or, you know, laugh it off. This book is nothing like that. This book's internal crisis begins with the fact that Ela, the protagonist of the story, has the perfect life. She could have the intro sequence to Clueless. Good friends, great looks, great body, everything is working for her. Till on her 13th birthday, she realizes she's adopted, and hence begins her internal crisis. Ela is so traumatized by the knowledge that she's adopted that she begins to question everything about herself. And 13 is a really volatile age anyway, right? Like, you're just filled with like all these like emotions of teenage angst and you don't know what to do with them. Add to that the trauma that you realize that you are not whom you thought you were, and that turns Ela into like this person who's become like a hermit from being the life of a party. So she she goes back into her room and spends many days there just sitting and writing in this notebook that has been given to her by her aunt, and she tries to write her own story of where she thinks she comes from. So there is another story in this story, and hence is a parallel narrative that emerges. But in the end, like all good teen books will do, she finds herself and emerges a victor. So it's a very serious book. It's also written for children, and hence the subject matter, the way Sampurna is handled is very sensitive. She's ensured that you don't judge Ela, but you understand all the things that she was going through. And maybe that is the part of all our journeys, right? I mean, for children in this hyper-connected, over-information age, they're constantly told by everybody and everything that they consume what they're supposed to be and who they're supposed to be. So this book is more about self-discovery from a very pure space. I really like this book. It's a very nice book. So even as an adult, I could appreciate it. Read this book if growing up you have read books like Matila by Roald Dahl, or even Miss Penregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and believe like you should have had magical powers. Anything that induces like some element of magic and fantasy in your lives, read it for that joy, because it really tries to push the boundaries a little bit, and that's what's interesting about it. Don't read this book if you don't believe in magic and don't believe in a child's right to believe in magic. So that's very important, and I think all children should believe in magic, because I do. So I want to give it a rating. I will give it my Sharin head. I will give it 3. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Tell us if you have read Ela, and if you have read similar books by Indian authors in the genre, tell us what you think about them and recommend some more books to us in our endeavor to discover new Indian authors and new books for children. We would really like all children to read. And because reading has made us crazy people, and I'm sure that you want to be crazy too.